Morning, dear students, and welcome to today's session. Today, we are going to continue with our discussion of The Merchant of Venice, Act 1, Scene 1. If you had seen the videos which were posted last week in the class group, there we had discussed about how the play begins, and we found that Antonio, who is the protagonist of the play, is affected with a strange melancholy because he himself does not know the reason of his sadness. And his friends, that is Salenio and Salerino, who were also equally affected to see the melancholy mood of Antonio, they suggest that Antonio is sad because his mind is preoccupied with the thought of his business ventures or his merchant ships, which were then voyaging out in the sea. And in the last class, we had done till Salenio's speech, that is line number 22. And today in this session, we are going to discuss from line number 23, that is Salerino's part. Now, just before this particular speech of Salerino, Salenio had suggested that Antonio was sad because he was worried about his business ventures, and he also admits that had he been in the place of Antonio, he too would have been equally worried to think about his merchandise. So in this speech, Salerino agrees with Salenio, and he goes on to give certain examples to show that Antonio was probably sad because he was constantly thinking about the safety of his merchant ships. And he says that had he been in the place of Antonio, if he had any ships like that of Antonio sailing upon the sea, then his thoughts would have traveled to them even when he were cooling the hot soup. So he begins the speech like this. He says, "My wind cooling my broth," broth means the hot soup, "would blow me to an ague, when I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do." So he takes up the example of cooling a hot soup. So before sipping the soup, if the soup is very hot, what do? We try to cool it, and in order to cool that soup, we hold the bowl in our hand and try to blow air into it. We try to blow air into it. But Salerino says that at the time when he is cooling his soup at the meal time, that wind will send him to an ague. Ague means it will send him a shuddering fear. He will be frightened because at once he would be reminded of the harm that might be caused to his ships by the strong winds which are aroused in the sea. So by the stormy winds, what harm can those fury of wind cause to his ships? And he says that he will not be able to see the sandy hourglass run. Why? Here, sandy hourglass is an apparatus with the two spheres of glass joined together with a tiny hole in between. Through that tiny hole, the sand passes from one sphere to another sphere, and the approximate time taken for the sand to pass from one sphere to another sphere is 1 hour. So this apparatus, sandy hourglass, was used to indicate time before the watches were common. Here Salerno says that he will not be able to see the sandy hourglass run because the sight of the sand in the glass would at once remind him of the dangers which might be caused to his ship from the hidden banks of sand at sea. So, in the sea, there are particular places where the water is very shallow or there are sandbanks, and if the ship travels to those sandbanks, comes to those sandbanks, then the ship may get stuck in the sandbank and it may be ruined. It may lie there buried in the sand, veiling her high top towers lower than her ribs. So the topmost mast of the ship would be lowered down to kiss the sand that proves to be the burial place of the ship. Here Andrew, he says wealthy Andrew. Why wealthy Andrew? Andrew is a common name for a big commercial ship. Wealthy Andrew means a ship that is richly laden with cargo. So if the ship happens to run to the shallow waters, to the fatal sand banks, it may get stuck there and it may run aground, thereby completely ruining the ship. He gives another example. He says that if he goes to a church and sees the holy edifice of stone, here holy edifice means a sacred building, maybe the building of the church. He cannot even go to the church because the moment he sees the holy edifice, that building which is built of stone will at once remind him of those dangerous rocks which are hidden in the water. And if the ship, even the gentle sides of the ship, strikes those rocks, it would be completely destroyed, damaged, and all the spices, the clothes, the silk which is loaded on that ship, that will be scattered in the water, and it would appear as if the spice is scattered on the stream and the turbulent water of the ocean is enrobed with those silk clothes. So in short, what Salerno means to say that, in other words, we can say that the ship which was richly laden with cargo, which was of great significance, a moment before the cargo was so valuable, but when it is damaged, destroyed, it would not be worth of anything. And he concludes that if he has the imagination to think of the possible dangers to which his ships are exposed to while voyaging out on the sea, then he could also very well imagine the misfortune that might be brought to him because of the occurrence of such disaster. And therefore he is very sure and confident that Antonio is sad because to think about his merchandise, to think of the possible dangers for his merchandise. We'll be continuing from here in the next video.